a disruptive idea and a giant dream. In 1996, in a garage in Menlo Park, California, two Stanford computer science Ph.D. students, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, were working on a research project that would change the world. They weren't trying to build a giant company or a search engine. They were simply trying to organize the vast and growing amount of information available on the Internet in a more efficient way. What began as a project called BackRub would transform into Google, the company that redefined access to knowledge and became synonymous with searching in the digital age. This is the story of how an innovative idea, driven by curiosity and the desire to solve a complex problem, led to the creation of one of the largest and most influential technology empires on the planet. The roots of BackRub, organizing the web. The core idea behind what would become Google was radically different from the existing search engines at the time. The doctoral thesis. Larry Page was working on his doctoral thesis on the structure of the Internet and how it could be organized. He realized that the way existing search engines ranked results, primarily by keyword frequency, was flawed. The PageRank concept. Page's big insight was inspired by the academic citation system. Just as scientific papers are more relevant if they are cited by many other important papers, a web page would be more relevant if many other quality websites linked to it. This concept became the basis of the PageRank algorithm. Partnership with Sergey Brin. Sergey Brin joined Page on the project, and together they developed the algorithm and system architecture that they called BackRub, a reference to the fact that the system analyzed a page backlinks, servers at Stanford University. In the early days, the project operated on Stanford University's servers using campus infrastructure. They even built some of the hardware with cheap parts and a few ordinary PCs. Rejection by AltaVista. Before founding their own company, Page and Brin tried to sell their technology to existing search engines, including AltaVista, which was one of the leaders at the time. AltaVista, however, did not see the potential of PageRank and rejected the offer, one of the biggest mistakes in tech history. From the garage to the Googleplex. The early years. The transition from an academic project to a real company was a crucial step, full of challenges and curiosities, official foundation and the name Google. In September 1998, Google Inc. was officially founded. The name Google is a play on the word Google, the mathematical term for the number 1 followed by 100 zeros. This reflected Larry and Sergey's mission to organize an infinite amount of information. The first investment. The first major external investment came from Andy Bechtolsheim, co-founder of Sun Microsystems. After a brief demonstration at a friend's house, Bechtolsheim wrote a check for $100,000 to an entity that didn't yet legally exist. Google Inc. Page and Brin had to rush to incorporate the company to deposit the check. Susan Wojcicki's garage. Google's first office was in Susan Wojcicki's, who would later become YouTube's CEO, garage in Menlo Park. This garage image became iconic in the history of tech startups. The simplicity of the interface. From the beginning, Google's homepage was remarkably simple and minimalist. This stood in contrast to the portals of the time, which were full of confusing ads and links. The idea was to focus on the main function. Searching. Don't be evil. This became Google's unofficial motto in its early years, reflecting a commitment to integrity and ethics, although this motto has been the subject of debate and redefinition over the years. Curiosities of Google's early days. The early years were marked by experimentation and a unique corporate culture. The first Google Doodle. The first Google Doodle was created in 1998 by Larry and Sergey to let users know they would be out of the office at the Burning Man Festival. It was a fun way to communicate and would become an iconic brand feature. The free food culture. The policy of providing free and abundant food for employees began early. aiming to keep them in the office longer and foster collaboration. This became a hallmark of Google's culture. The ping-pong tables and exercise balls. Google's relaxed and innovative culture was evident from the start, with the inclusion of ping-pong tables, exercise balls for napping, and other elements that encouraged creativity and employee well-being. The first unofficial mascot. Although not an official mascot, a giant plastic T-Rex named Stan, a reference to Stanford's Natural History Museum, which has a T-Rex skeleton, was brought to the Googleplex by an early employee. It became a symbol of the company's fun and unconventional culture. Spam and ad issues. In its early years, Google faced challenges dealing with spam at the manipulation of search results. They pioneered the development of more sophisticated algorithms to combat these practices. The advertising business model, AdWords and AdSense, was only introduced later, after Page and Brin's initial concern that ads might compromise the quality of results. Expansion and legacy. From a search engine, Google expanded to dominate various areas of technology and information. Google AdWords 2000. The introduction of a keyword-based advertising system was a game-changer, providing Google with a massive and sustainable revenue source. Gmail 2004. The launch of Gmail, with its huge storage capacity at the time, revolutionized online email and challenged existing providers. IPO 2004. Google's initial public offering, IPO, in 2004, was one of the most anticipated events in the stock market, valuing the company at billions of dollars and solidifying its position as one of the largest forces in technology. Strategic acquisitions. Over the years, Google made numerous strategic acquisitions, including YouTube 2006 and Android 2005, which expanded its ecosystem and influence in various areas. Continuous innovation. Google continues to be a leader in innovation, investing in artificial intelligence, self-driving cars, quantum computing, and many other cutting-edge technologies. Organizing the world, one algorithm at a time. The story of Google, which began as BackRub in a garage, is a powerful narrative about how a passion for organizing information can give rise to a global phenomenon. Larry Page and Sergey Brin not only built the world's most popular search engine, they created a company that became an intrinsic part of our daily lives, influencing how we access knowledge, communicate, and interact with the digital world. The curiosities of its early years, from the $100,000 check before incorporation to the free food culture and the "do and be evil" motto, illustrate the innovative and unconventional mindset that fueled its growth. Google continues to be a dominant force, constantly seeking new ways to organize and make information accessible, one algorithm at a time. Google, as story, is a reminder that the biggest revolutions often spring from the simplest and most curious of ideas.